So this is Learning for My Reptiles. We're going to talk about monitors. So today I have a special, we can see this monitor tail here is curved. This is one way that I calm him down. I uncurl it. This is Love. He's my Savannah monitor. He's already pretty warm. So yeah. As we can see, he has this bad arm here. This is what an arm's supposed to look like. This is not what this looks like. It's a bad arm. But he's not a bad boy. Overall, he'll jump down or something. We'll let him come over here. He is a 3.5-year-old Savannah monitor. He's only about like 28 inches, 38 inches. I don't even know if he's that. Nose to... Yeah, he's about 26 inches. Yeah, he's about 26 inches, which is very small for a lot of Savannah monitors. But yeah, this is Love is his name. So he's a good boy overall. This is why he got named Love. Because Hate will not let me do this with her here. But in the park they will. So the title of the channel is Learning for My Reptiles. The full title is Learning Science and How to Deal with People. So I've been talking about for years how monitors and skinks. I even did an episode with monitor breeder and a skink breeder. And we're trying to figure out, what's really the difference in their brain, because I had yet to see, and last night I saw it. I'm writing a book on the neuroscience of reptiles, and I finally seen a brain of an Ackie monitor. I know, buddy. We're gonna put you over here so you can hide. And he's a good boy. He's a good boy. He will bite me. He will, and he will poop all over the place. I'm amazed he hasn't. So I wanted to figure out what was the difference in breeders, because there's so much overlapping behavior between the two species, between the two, like monitors and skinks. I always say if a skink and a monitor, if you can't afford a monitor, can't have the space, so on and so forth, get a skink. They're super intelligent. Most people believe that monitors are some of the most intelligent. Maybe not Savannahs or Ackies, but finally found an Ackie brain. It's the same lab that does everything else that we do on this channel. So we're going to go ahead and dive into what they're doing. So this is an Akkie's brain. We have the OL stock. Over here. We have the forebrain right about here. This is decision making and so on. Decision making, imagination, memory. This is I am trying OL stock, the taste and smell. This is sights and sounds and instinctual thinking. This cerebellum is your mechanical stuff. There's a really cool. I'm on the chapter right now writing this up. And then this green is the actual medulla. Attaches to your spinal cord, holds your breathing, your basic stuff that you do, and other things like that. So this is really cool. The thalamus down here, I don't know what it was last night. I guess I was tired. I didn't see it. I thought these was the OL stock, or the optic tactum as a whole. I thought, like this was a hole here, when actually this is the thalamus, and this is the OL stock. Or not OL stock, the optic tantrum. The optic tantrum. So, thalamus, forebrain, optic tactum. So when we look at, I remember I said monitors or in skinks. So this is their brain inside. This is a fire skink. This is the bearded dragon down here in the left corner. And this is a rainbow boa. Which brain looks mostly like this? The fire skink. Like just the bubble of which this is on. We can see this brain looks more like this than it does this. Definitely not more as like this. But it's wider here. But it's a bigger. They probably have more, but yet this doesn't look that far off from this part. From this part to this part. Or when we go back and we look. What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? What are you doing? Just don't poop on me, okay, buddy? Don't poop on me. Okay? Now he's trying to get behind me. And so we can see that this isn't exactly the same, but it actually looks more like this. Even the tilt is more like this than it is this or this. So yeah, it's not an identical 1-to-1, but the shape is far more like a fire skink than it is other lizards. So yeah, there's a lot of overlap here. And as we look at the OL stock here, even that goes in here. So let's so the OL stock here. What are you doing, buddy? So this, like, you can see this, and then this is a lot more similar, and that's probably why their brains are shaped this way. But we can't really see the thalamus down here. So let's move to the next one. So this is a bearded dragon brain. So we can see down here is the thalamus, and we can see right here is the thalamus. They do not look identical to each other. No, you can't get down in there. But you shouldn't get down in there. You shouldn't get down in there, okay? You shouldn't get down in there. No, he's trying to get down in my couch, sorry. Lovey, dovey, lovey. Love my little calendar boy. Yes, you are. He's been a good boy today. I'll have to get him an egg or something. So we can see there is a difference, and I talked about it years ago. So size probably matters, but size is not the number one thing. It's the connections. So as we look at this, we can say that the connections between the forebrain and the optic tactum are probably better on this lizard, this Aki, than it is a bearded dragon. Meaning that the decisions can be faster, moved back and forth. And then this actually goes between the two hemispheres, the two parts of the brain, meaning that this actually does have more connections than this does, than the bearded dragon brain. Meaning this is faster connections right in here. I have no idea what's being connected and what's moving faster back and forth, but it's there. And that's what's important. Because, I mean, if we don't have that, then you just can't have a brain. Now, I thought last night that the optic tactum was going all the way from, here to here. But no, actually, the optic tactum is only from here to here. The rest is actually the thalamus connecting. And right down here would be the optic nerve. That's what connects is there. And so that goes to both parts, and then those parts actually connect faster. So I was right. There was faster connection here. And then we get into size. Size probably does mean this animal has better connections in the forebrain and the optic tactum, and that connection between them allows that bigger pieces of the pie to connect. Meaning, yeah, this probably size does have an impact here, but only in the fact that there's more space for information, not anything else. The connection is far more important. And so this is the same company that did this out of France. And this is the bearded dragon brain that looks very similar to this. And here's the real optic, the thalamus right here. Below it. And this is this one. So yeah, quite a big difference here in the way those two connect together. Because this is not leading up as far to the optic tactum here as this does. And this is a theory that I've had for years, and I was talking about it, and I just found this last night. It must have been 2023. I talked to Noelle, the one that I got my zebra skinks and stuff from. And I was explaining this, how that brain probably does this, and this travels through. So this is really fascinating stuff, that this is what's actually happening. So, but size probably does matter. But as I said before, it does tend to have a more shape like a fire skink. It's not a one-to-one. There's probably more information being held in the forebrain here than it is their forebrain. But yet, it's still fascinating. And that's because they have a lot of the same behaviors, so their brain shape is very similar. And the Aki and fire skink aren't going to be that similar in behavior, but there are monitors that are that similar in behavior. And the reason why monitors are probably faster thinkers, and that leads to humans believing they're better thinkers. They're just faster thinkers. So that's really a very fascinating thing here. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. So me and Love here. Love's all cuddled up here. Oh yeah, he's like, yeah, yeah. He's like, I'm gonna poop on you if you don't be careful, buddy. I don't like that. I don't like that. We're gonna cuddle here. He's a good boy though. But this is why monitors are probably so much better. And he's not obese. As we can see, he is definitely not obese. And he is more fat than that because of his bad arm. Because of his bad arm. But just like a lot of skinks, they like to be tucked away. See how he doesn't have a big issue when he's tucked away? Just like most skinks. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about behavior of both the animals. So it's very interesting to see that. It's very interesting to see that brain. And it really does solidify that, size is a important factor, but it is not the most important. Connection is. Because, even if they had less from here to here, from the optic tactum to the forebrain, if the sizes were different, but the forebrain, and the optic tactum were still more put together, that information would travel faster between them, and they would come across as more intelligent. So that's not where that is. It's very fascinating. And when I say intelligence, this is how humans see it. Hey, I hope this was helpful. I thought this was interesting. Because it was just a quickie today, and me and Love, I got to put him back. We're going to get him a egg, quail egg. He's been such a good boy today. He doesn't, when you put the leash on him, it's got to be super tight. They're so their skin is so flex here that it's just crazy that they'll get out of it if it's not just choking down on them. He's not scared of me. He knows I ain't going to try to hurt him. Yes, you know I'm not trying to hurt you. But that bad arm of yours. Yeah, but hey, if she was out here, she would not be out here. She would be running away. She would does. Now, when we're outside, it's the exact opposite. He will try to fight me and stuff, but he's like, ah. It's very fascinating. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like, subscribe, and share. And you guys have a good day.